you're just creating content month after month and there's no growth, you're not inspired and you end up saying, oh, it doesn't work. You have to be invested in growing your brand.
I think James and Pistils and Pollen is an excellent case study of what it looks like when people take content seriously, when brands look at the entirety of their brand ecosystem and figure out how video is going to help them work best.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's excited. The thing about James is that he's actually excited about what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's excited. He loves plants. He's like a plant addict.
Yep.
To where he knows everything about it, to where I'm excited to be around him to learn about what he's doing.
And then the content that he makes shows that so clearly too.
Yes.
So when James first came to us, he wanted a video series that was like a class. So like think master class, long form video content.
We started with the course.
We started with the course, which turned out fantastic.
Yes.
He was so good in front of the camera. It was a cool concept, and he also really proved in that specific project how willing he was to put in the work to like make this something really cool. This really was above and beyond because of how much he was willing to be present and to like give his creative input. So when he wanted to start on social, I was so excited. I had no worries about him sticking to it or having ideas or being excited about doing this every month, because it was just like we've seen how good he can be. So
he was dedicated.
Yeah.
I mean, even on set when I first, because obviously we did pre-pro, and all that kind of stuff, but getting on set with someone, James is one of those people that he was there to like perform at the highest level possible and do his thing, and it showed in the course. I don't know if that's where the social idea was sparked, because he saw how easy it was to work with us.
Yeah.
But he was obviously inspired to do the social part.
Yeah.
And the one thing about courses is like people come to us and they want to create a course. And that's fine, but you really need to pour gasoline on it to really get it to pop. And that's where the social and the paid stuff comes in. And it kind of was like a natural progression for him to go from the course into the social, which turned into paid, which, turned into what it is now, which is a growing brand.
The paid just gets in front of the right people to point them to his classes, to his social, to his website, that are all growing so much too. Which has been really cool. And his whole thing is community between his YouTube, his Instagram. It's like everything is creating the sense of this is a group of people that really loves plants here on his pages to do that.
He's built a world around his brand.
Yeah.
What's your process for like creative every month for social?
Yeah.
And collaborating with him to bring it all to life?
Yeah, I mean, he's great at just being ready with new ideas. I think he also really carefully watches his socials and what's working. He's also willing to be creative and experiment a bit. If I suggest something that's like a new style, or even more personal than he's used to, he's open. Or, if there's a new way that we can do something that maybe it's a topic he's covered, but how could it be covered in a more interesting way or take a new angle? So typically every month I ask him if there's anything relevant or new that we should focus on. So if there's anything going on that month for plants, if there's something that he's going to be doing a partnership wise or someone he's excited about talking to, I take that into account. And we also look at what worked last month. We look at what series can we keep building on. So that's where we start, which is great. And then it's about, okay, what gaps do we have? If we're getting a lot of him and the plants, but not really talking, okay, how can we add a more personal style video? He's not looking for just like a quick video here or let's just do social. He really sees it as this, how can this monthly process build my brand up? He's great at that. So I think if other people are curious about why he's successful and how they could be too, view in that same way, and ask us, because we're willing to willing to help. We're willing to give suggestions on, okay, you're doing one video, how can that turn into 3 in the same amount of time? How can social really boost that? I think he's great at that.
He's invested in actually growing it. It's not a chore where it's like, okay, we're shooting for an hour this month. What are we shooting?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we shot it. Now I'm going to go back to doing what I'm doing. That's why his following's so big.
Yep.
That's why his audience is growing, and that's why he's so successful. His YouTube subscribers continue to climb.
Yep.
Month after month after month, because the long form content is what his super fans are really wanting to watch and learn from, to do all these amazing things with plants. People want to see the audience grow.
Yep.
If you're just creating content month after month and there's no growth, you're not inspired, you don't want to do it every month, and you end up saying, oh, it doesn't work.
Yep.
So, creating content around the fact that this is what the audience wants to see. and this is what I'm passionate about, is why James, month after month, it makes it easy for us to do this stuff because we're not forcing him to do it. He wants to do it. You have to be invested in growing your brand. If you just come to us and it's like, I need to do social, it just sounds like a chore. It's like, what are you doing? You have to be invested in coming up with ideas, shooting the content, assessing the content, seeing what works, seeing what your audience wants, and repeat every month. Those are the brands that are successful. Those are the brands that continue to grow. Yeah.
And that's what we're here to help with, because that list alone can sound so overwhelming for someone. Yeah. But we're here to make that easy. You just have to care enough to be present and like excited about the content you're making.
We shoot with James. He does all this stuff, you know, paid, social, long form, 3 hours a month. Yeah. That's it.
And it has gotten him so far.
So far. That's it. 3 hours out of an entire month. Yeah. And he's growing his brand and we're helping him grow. It just feels good.
Yeah. Love it. James is a great guy.
He's great. He's one of our favorite clients.
Yeah, he really is.